Welcome back to another edition of the Washington Nationals here on OOTP 27. And as you can see, we are here ready for the 2036 NLDS, taking on the Cincinnati Reds, who took out the Pirates in the first round of the wild card. And then it's the Rockies taking out the Mets, so it's Cardinals, Rockies. And then over in the American League, we've already had one game played on that side. The White Sox up 1-0 on the Detroit Tigers, who took out the Astros in the wild card. And you have the Angels up 1-0 on the Orioles, who took out the Blue Jays in the wild card. So let's take a look at what our team is going to be looking like here. Fortunately, Dave Flores does look like he's going to be ready to play for the series, but not Game 1. He has an unknown recovery time. Hopefully, we don't get gypped by this, and he ends up having to miss the whole series because we only have one catcher on the team right now who can actually play, and that is Melvin Jimenez. So if Melvin Jimenez gets hurt, I genuinely have no idea who is catching for us, but we are taking a risk here by having Flores on the roster. Honestly, we've been gypped by this unknown recovery time so many times that I might just say, hey man, we're going to wait until you are fully ready. We're going to take him off, and we're just going to leave Caraballo on, because I don't want to end up in a situation where Jimenez gets hurt and Caraballo, and we don't have anybody to play because we don't have any third catcher on the team. We don't have, like, I know, like, Brady Ebel at one point had, like, an okay catching. Yeah, no, we don't have any we don't have any options, so it needs to be Caraballo. I'm just going to say, hey, Flores, you're missing the first round. We're going to get through, and then you're going to be with us in the LCS. Simple as that. So that's what we're going to be rocking with here. In the lineup side of things, Corsia, Harris, Whaley, Fonseca, O'Ray, Feliz, Hernandez, Jimenez, and Sirota. On the bench, Gabby Berry, Caraballo, Tamariz, and then Barrera. We decided to go with Barrera over Frank Diaz because Frank Diaz, unfortunately, is not eligible because he tore an abdominal muscle down in AAA. And he will not be back until 4 weeks from now, which is going to be, probably most of the playoffs. So, and then over on the pitching side of things, the rotation is going to be Jerry Harris, Dax Hardcastle, Edwin Hurtado, and Alex Rouse. While the bullpen, Matamoros, Gardenhire, Nelson, Herrera, Hollick, Marsala, Sime, Kleeman, and Skeens both move to the bullpen, and then Merlini is here as well. So lots of big names, lots of good names here in our staff for the playoffs, as we will now take a look at the Cincinnati Reds roster. I'd imagine it's probably very similar to what it's been previously, because this team has been around for a while now as a good team. They were a wild card team as they move things on to playoffs. But this is a team that they're no slouch. I am seeing that Elly De La Cruz is not in their lineup here, which makes me think that he is indeed hurt. So him and Parker Picott are both on the IL. He only has 1 day left, so I'd imagine that he is going to be on their... He's not even off the injured list, so he's actually not on their team. So they don't have Parker Picott or Elly De La Cruz for this series. They don't have... This guy stinks. He's okay. They don't have Waymire either. They don't have this crazy second baseman. They don't have De La Cruz, who is obviously a key part of their team, and they don't have Parker Picott, and they don't have Ryan Walschmidt, who is okay on paper, but definitely should not be playing center field. So definitely some big-time players missing here. These 3 guys right here, Waymire, De La Cruz, and Picott. We're obviously familiar with Picott, and if we take a look at what their lineup looks like without them, Tommy Brewer is their best guy. Slap hitter, has a decent amount of pop at third base. Ryan Woodburn's been around here for a long time as their center fielder. Brian Schweigert is their catcher. I think, he's been their catcher for a good chunk of time here. And then Kyle Land in right field. This guy's definitely got a serious bat. Jose Martinez at second base. Big-time slap hitter, has a decent amount of gap power as well, some speed. Jesus Falcone at first base. Big-time pop on him. So even with all these injuries, they have some dudes here. They've got, like, some prospects, like this Labasco guy. This guy's at shortstop. I mean, this guy's playing shortstop for them. Yeah, I mean, they're going to have horrible shortstop here in the big leagues. And then Victor Hernandez, another prospect guy. So, like, even with these injuries, they've got some dudes on their team here. Hernandez didn't have the best season for them, but this guy is somebody to definitely be concerned with here in the postseason as a young player in left field. And then Noelvi Marte playing third base. Who cares? He's been horrible for multiple seasons. Like, they're DHing him. At that point, like, why would you not rather just have, like, Labasco DH or Billy Underwood DH? Like, just do anything else. But then taking a look at their pitching side of things, sorting by wins above replacement here, their rotation, Jorge Gomez is their best guy. He's not going game one because they just pitched a series. He probably went game one in that series. Tarek Skubal is on this team. I guess he signed a deal with them in the offseason. Or no, he traded from Seattle. So Seattle signed him and then immediately traded him. That's crazy. So we're going up against old friend Tarek Skubal if we see him at some point in this series. It looks like he might be ready to go for game two. And then Chris Livonis from the Angels series, the New Jersey man, 3.5 wins above replacement here for them this season. He's been around for a decent amount of time, was pretty good with the Athletics the past couple seasons as well. And then going for game one, the Dodgers man in real life, Justin Robleski, having a good season in real life here in this universe on quite a expensive contract here. Why was this guy ever making $40 million? I mean, he had some okay years and some good years in LA, but I mean, with a second stint in LA too. But I mean, why would you ever pay this guy $40 million? That is crazy. But I mean, he's been good, I guess. So I don't know how these ratings correlate to him being good, but he's been good, and he's going game one for them. And then, yeah, Skubal is slated to go game two. So we're going to see some old friends here. Connor Prelip is on their staff as well. Jonah Tong is in their bullpen. Their closer is Mike Boswell, who is a very good one-pitch guy, really only fastball. Nothing else really works for him. And then they've got some other guys like Gage Zeal, 50 overall, sure. Ben Blair, sure. John Anderson, decent stuff on this guy for sure. Quiroz, prospect, big-time control, very intriguing to me. He's probably going to start for them at some point in his career. And then this guy also, I mean, I want this guy. He's Irish? Get this guy on my fucking team, man. Holy hell, 18th round pick in 2028, and he turns into this player for them? Throw him on the interested list. Boom. They got a frickin' Irishman. Alrighty, folks, here we are. Game one of the NLDS. It is Nationals, Reds, Jerry Harris on the bump for us, Justin Robleski on the bump for them. Let's get into it here. Top one, as Jerry Harris works a scoreless frame. And Robleski has 2 on with 2 out, and Dylan O'Ray in the batter's box. 1-1 count to him. Is going to be blooped out into center field as Dylan O'Ray does what he does, finds some outfield grass. That's going to score a run as the Nationals strike first. 1-0 lead here in the first inning. 2 outs, still first and second here. Now Angel Feliz digs in with a 2-0 count. And he's going up the middle, finding some outfield grass. That's going to plate a run and move a runner up this third base. Feliz will ride up into second base on the throw. It's now 2-0 Nationals here in the first inning. And Luis Hernandez digs in, trying to break out of this slump as he hits one well to center field, but right at Woodburn for out number 3. But we do tack on 2 in the inning here to give Jerry Harris a lead to work with, and he proceeds to have his scoreless frame. And then our offense trying to cook here in the second as it is Corsha on second base and Jerry Harris here at the dish, who then grounds one slowly at the shortstop, and it's muffed by the shortstop, Werman, because they're playing this fucking guy at shortstop. Why? Why is this guy playing shortstop? I have no idea, but he's playing shortstop for them. They've got a guy on their bench who's probably a better shortstop, this Billy Underwood guy. I don't know why this guy's 100% better. He's probably a better hitter too. But no, they're just like, oh, we'd rather play the other guy actually because, I don't know, the AI is stupid. As this guy makes an error, and now it's first and third for Wei Lee, who proceeds to ground one to that shortstop, who makes a play, of course. So it's still 2-0 here as we move things on to the third inning. As Harris works a scoreless frame, so does Robleski. Harris in some trouble here, runner on second base, 1 out here for Tommy Brewer. Ground ball at the first base, Fonseca makes the play. Harris covers the bag, that's 2 down, runner at third base now here for Kyle Land, who hits one in the air out to left center field. That's going to get down into the gap, score a run, make it a 2-1 ball game. It's an RBI double for Kyle Land here with 2 outs. Cuts our lead in half. And it brings up Jesus Falcone, the power-hitting first baseman. Full count to him, spits on ball 4. The inning stays alive. 2 on now here for Dana Werman, the man that has talked a bunch of trash about, and he proceeds to spits on ball 4, and now it's bases juiced in a 2-1 ball game here. 2 outs, Victor Hernandez, their big-time prospect left fielder at the dish. 2-2 count, whiffs through it. Harris gets the strikeout, strands the runners, keeps it a 2-1 lead. We are on to the bottom of the 4th, where Jimenez is on second base here with 1 out for Mike Sirota. 2-2 count, as Mike Sirota delivers with a slap single out to right field. Nobody scores, though, as it's just now runners on the corners here for the top of the order with Luke Corsia, who proceeds to spit on ball 4, and now the bases are drunk here for the Nationals, and Jerry Harris, who of course then hits a ground ball to second base. Luckily beats it out in the back end, so it's not doubled up, but they do get the runner at the plate. So now we have another chance here at bases loaded with Wei Lee, who hits it in the air to right field, but shallow for out number 3. So it's still just a 2-1 game as we just strand the bases loaded after they just strand the bases loaded, and we're on to the 5th inning, where Jerry Harris is in some trouble. First and second, 1 out. Ryan Woodburn at the dish. Man. I'm kind of tempted. He hasn't had his best stuff today. It's the 2, 3, and 4 guys due up with 2 on and 1 out. I'm kind of tempted to just be like, hey man, we're going to take you out. We're going to put in a high leverage guy, and he's going to get out of it for us. Somebody like an Evan Hollick, perhaps. They've got lefty, righty, righty due up. Lefty, I mean, he can hit against lefties too. Yeah, I mean, all these guys are really, really good. So it really doesn't matter who we bring in. We're going to go Evan Hollick. Evan Hollick is going to come in the game here. 2-2 count to Ryan Woodburn. That is swung on and hit out to right field. Caught on a line by O'Ray for out number 2. Runner will tag up to third base, so it's now corners here with 2 outs. As Tommy Brewer digs in, their best player by wins above replacement. Full count. Struck him out. Evan Hollick strands the 2 runners. The 2-1 lead is intact as we are on to the bottom of the 5th. And now we have first and second. Nobody out as Fonseca and Dylan O'Ray both get on here for Angel Feliz. 1-0 count to him. Skied opposite way, shallow right field, put away for out number 1. That brings up Luis Hernandez in the 7-hole. Works a full count as they bring in Cariz, or whatever you say this guy's name. And Luis Hernandez delivers, folks. The playoff man himself does not score a run, but keeps the inning alive, or he just extends the inning. As Melvin Jimenez comes up, left-handed bat with 1 out and bases juiced here against the right-handed pitcher. 1-2 count. That is clobbered, and that is gone. Melvin Jimenez with a grand slam makes it a 6-1 lead here for the Nationals, as this game has been broken wide open here in the middle innings. The young reliever for the Reds cannot get it done, as Melvin Jimenez did not have his best regular season, but delivers here. Anything else going? No. We are now on to the 6th, where Evan Hollick is now in some trouble. Runners on the corners here with 1 out, and Victor Hernandez comes up. We are going to take him out of the game, and we are going to bring on Jake Marsala. 0-1 count to him, as of course they go and swipe second base, even with Marsala's hold runners. And then he gets a ground ball. They're going to score a run, make it 6-2. Next batter up is Schweigert. They just stole home. No, they didn't. They got thrown out of the play. They tried to steal home, or I don't know what that was. Something. But now bottom 6 here. Nothing going for us. Marsala. Cleaning for him. They bring in the Irishman. He gives up a home run to Angel Feliz. Gets at it from there. Marsala in some trouble here. We'll see if he can get through this. Falcone, of course, is going to deliver here with a base knock. That's not going to score a run, though, so now it's bases loaded. 1 out. We're going to take out Marsala here as they've got... I mean, it's probably better to bring in a lefty here. Let's bring in Herrera. Herrera is going to come in the game. 1-1 to count. That guy hits a line drive. That's 2 down. Runner will tag up. Maybe not. He is safe. He is safe. So it's a 7-3 game. Then Hernandez comes up. First pitch swinging. Skies it to center field. Sirota will put that one away for out number 3. It's a 7-3 ball game as we are now on to the bottom of the 8th. Runner on second, 2 outs here for Fonseca. He goes down swinging. Now it's top 9. Herrera will just close things out as the Washington Nationals take Game 1 of the NLDS here, 7-3 over the Cincinnati Reds. Lots of hits, 2 on the day for Harris, Fonseca, O'Ray, Feliz, and Jimenez, who had a grand slam on the day. Jerry Harris, not his best stuff, but goes 4 1/3, only gives up 1 run, 2 walks, 6 Ks. We'll take it. And then the bullpen, Hollick, Marsala, and Herrera behind him get it done. Hell yes. Alrighty, folks, we are here back at Nationals Park for game number 2. Dax Hardcastle pitching for our beloved Nationals, and our old friend Tarek Skubal on the bump for the Reds. Let's get into it. Hell of a pitching matchup here, as Hardcastle goes scoreless, and Skubal is in some trouble. Corsia and Harris both get on, brings up Wei Lee, who grounds the 2-2 pitch. Skubal goes to second with it, gets the runner at second, but now we have corners with 1 out here for Fonseca, who hits a ball up the middle. And then there's another error from the infield as a run will come in. Fonseca and everyone is safe. It's a 1-0 Nationals lead. First and second, 1 out here for Dylan O'Ray. As Wei Lee just went and swiped third base with his elite speed, so now it's corners again. Full count to O'Ray. Whiffs through strike 3. Don't love to see that. But then it brings up Feliz, who hits one sky high into left field, but it will be caught for out number 3. We're now going to move things on to the second inning with a 1-0 lead. Hardcastle scoreless frame. Skubal in some trouble once again. First and second, nobody out, this time for Mike Sirota. Hits one on the ground at the second base. They go 4-6-3, so that's immediately 2 down. We have a runner on third and Luis Hernandez here for the top of the order in Luke Corsia, who swings at a slider in the dirt on the 0-2 count. And now we're on to the third here. Still 1-0. Hardcastle scoreless frame. Offense once again. First and second, nobody out. Fonseca, full count. Ground ball. Fielded by the second baseman. They do not turn 2. They don't even turn 1. Fonseca with an infield hit. Everyone's safe. Bases drunk. Nobody out. Dylan O'Ray steps in with a 1-2 count. And he hits a ground ball to second base, which is going to be a 4-6-3 double play. A run does come in to make it a 2-0 Nationals lead. But now it's a runner on third here with 2 outs for Angel Feliz, who hits one on the ground at the second base, and that's going to be out number 3. But we do have a 2-0 lead here for Hardcastle as we're on to the 4th, and he works to scoreless frame. And now Skubal, runner on second base, nobody out here for Jimenez. Ground ball up to shortstop, they make the play, 1 down. Brings up Mike Sirota. Ball gets away from the catcher. That's going to move the runner up to third base. So 90 feet away from scoring is Luis Hernandez. As a full count to Mike Sirota is spit on for ball 4. Runners on the corners here for the top of the order and Luke Corsia, who, of course, watches strike 3 on an 0-2 count. And then it brings up Jerry Harris, who grounds one to third base. And we don't score any runs. So it's still 2-0 here onto the top of the 5th. Hardcastle scoreless frame. Skubal in some trouble once again. First and second, but now it's 2 outs here for Luis Hernandez. Luis Hernandez delivers, folks. That wasn't even Skubal. They took him out of the game. And Luis Hernandez, the playoff machine, delivers with an extra base hit, clears the bases. It's a 2 RBI double, and it's now a 4-0 lead here for the Nationals. Hitting .500 with 2 ribbies here in the postseason is Luis Hernandez. Melvin Jimenez, what do you got for us? He gets plunked by the Liberty University man, Ben Blair. And then it brings up Mike Sirota. He spits on ball 4. Bases are juiced for the top of the order. Luke Corsia takes a 1-1 count. Missed by the left fielder Hernandez. That's going to be extra base hits with Corsia's speed. It's an RBI, 2 RBI double. It's a 6-0 lead here for the Nationals, as this one has been busted open in the 5th, just like the last one was. And now it's Jerry Harris digging in with a 2-2 count and 2 in scoring position. Slow roller out to first. And they can't make the play. Infielder reaches on an error, does Jerry Harris. It's now a 7-0 lead. Runners on the corners. 2 outs for Wei Lee, who goes down swinging. So the inning finally comes to an end. 5 runs are plated by the Nationals. It's a 7-0 lead here for them, as Dax Hardcastle is cruising and continues to cruise to the 5th. The offense tacks on a home run with a Miguel Fonseca homer here in the 6th to make it 8-0. And now it's first and second, nobody out for Luis Hernandez, who hits a ground ball to third base. That's an around-the-horn double play, so it's 2 down, runner on third here for Melvin Jimenez, who smacks one down the left field line, and that's out of here. Oppo Taco, Melvin Jimenez, his 2nd home run of this series. It's a 10-0 lead here in D.C. My goodness. Anything else going as the former National Connor Prelips comes in the game? Nothing else going, but it's 10-0 here as Dax Hardcastle works another scoreless frame. Offense do anything? Not quite. Hardcastle, all right, I think that might be the end of the road for him. He's got 105 pitches as a runner on second with 1 out. We're going to bring in, I don't know, get fucking Paul Skeens some work. Why the hell not? In relief, it's Paul Skeens. 2-2 count to Victor Hernandez. Struck him out. Now it's Schweigert, the catcher. Laser beam through the middle of the infield. That's going to find outfield grass, and the shutout is no more. So they do tack on 1 to make it 10-1. Now with the runner on second base and Noelvi Marte up, he proceeds to pop one up to shallow center field for out number 3 as Skeens works through that inning. We're on to the bottom of the 8th, where the offense does nothing, and then Skeens can't quite close it out. Works a ground ball here for out number 2. And then it brings up Kyle Land, who also gets a ground ball, but it's muffed by Wei Lee, and now it's a 10-2 game. But then Skeen strikes out Falcone, and the Nationals now have a 2-0 lead here in the DS. Series goes to Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark as the Reds' backs are against the wall here in the NLDS. Alrighty, folks, it's Game 3. We have the chance to sweep the Reds here in the NLDS as they are throwing Jorge Gomez here in this Game 3. We are throwing Edwin Hurtado. Let's get into it here. Top one, we're already threatening. Runner on second base, nobody out here for Jerry Harris, who proceeds to go down swinging. So one down brings up Wei Lee. Ball gets away from the catcher, but keeps it in front of him enough to where the runner stays put. 2-2 now to Wei Lee, who skies it to right field for out number 2. Runner will stay put, and it brings up Fonseca, who connects on an 0-2 pitch, but that's going to be caught in left center field for out number 3, as nothing going for the Reds here in the first. Bottom 1 here for Hurtado. In some trouble here. Runner on second, 1 out here for Tommy Brewer, who hits one directly through the player model of Wei Lee. Runner stays put at third base, though, so it's now corners here with 1 out for Kyle Land. He struck out for out number 2, and then it's Jesus Falcone, who proceeds to connect on an opposite field home run. An absolute blast. Edwin Hurtado gives up a 3-run homer. It's now a 3-0 lead here for the Reds. Backs against the wall, they jump out to an early lead. Nothing else going for the Reds, but now here top 2. Runner on second base, 2 outs for Dylan O'Ray, 3-1 count to him. Spits on ball 4. I should mention that we swapped Jimenez and O'Ray in the lineup because Jimenez has been absolutely mashing, and he's got enough swing and miss to where I have the breakup of I don't want the guy hitting directly behind Fonseca to have a ton of swing and miss. So Jimenez has the avoid K, so I feel comfortable putting him there. And O'Ray's now in the 8th spot here as Mike Sirota digs in with 2 on and 2 outs. Watches strike 3. We're on to the bottom of the second. Hurtado in some trouble again. Runner on second, but it's only 2 outs. But it has 2 outs, I should say, as they go and swipe third base. And then Hurtado works a ground ball for out number 3. So they get at it from there, move things on to the 3rd inning. We're now on the board here as Wei Lee hit a home run. It's a 3-1 game here with 2 outs. Nothing else going on in the inning. We're on to the bottom of the 3rd. Hurtado scoreless frame. The offense threatening here in the 4th. First and second, 1 out for Dylan O'Ray. Once again, ball kept in front by the catcher. 2-2 now, as O'Ray grounds one into an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play. Around the horn, still a 2-run ball game. Bottom 4 here, Hurtado. Now it's a 3-run game. He gives up a solo shot, gets at it from there. Top 5. Nothing else going for the offense. And now Hurtado with a 2 outs, runner on second. It's Tommy Brewer, 0-2 count to him. Struck him out. So Hurtado's through 5, but he's given up 4 runs. They have Ben Blair in the game here, and he's in some trouble. Second and third, nobody out for Melvin Jimenez, who skies it in the infield, and everyone's going to stay put. That brings up Angel Feliz. Ground ball to third base, the throw to the plate. All right, everyone's safe. The runner scores on the ground ball. It's a 4-2 game. Now it's runners on the corners here with 1 out for Luis Hernandez, who, of course, is going to ground out to third base. They're going to get the runner at the plate. 4-2 ball game, but we have Dylan O'Ray up now with a chance. Down 2. They bring in Horan Black, the Irishman, and he proceeds to work a fly ball from O'Reilly for out number 3. So we tack on 1 in the inning, make it a 4-2 ball game. We're going to take Hurtado out here. He hasn't had his best stuff. And we're going to bring in... Let's bring in C-May. C-May is going to come in the game. Of course, getting in some trouble here. First and second, 1 out. 2-2 count. Hernandez fly ball to right field. That should be easily caught. It is indeed by O'Reilly. And now it's Schweigert, the light-hitting catcher. Goes down swinging. So C-May strains the 2 runners, keeps it at a 4-2 ball game. The Irishman still on the bump here for the Reds. We're not going to pinch hit in this situation. Nothing else going for the offense, though, so it's still 4-2, now bottom 7. We're going to take C-May out of the game. And we are going to bring in Jay Nelson. And, of course, he's in some trouble. First and second, nobody out. Ryan Woodburn. Ground ball, 4-6-3 perhaps? Yes, indeed. Runner on third, 2 outs, Tommy Brewer. Lines 1 to right field, but O'Reilly makes the play. So Nelson gets out of it. Still a 4-2 game here. Top 8, it's Lee, Fonseca, and Jimenez due up here for the Nationals. Facing Mike Boswell, their closer who can only throw a fastball. 1-2 count. And of course, Wei Lee grounds 1 at the shortstop. 1 down. Brings up Fonseca. Base knock for Miguel Fonseca. He's on first base, and the tying run is at the dish in Melvin Jimenez. Full count. Ground ball at the shortstop. How the fuck is that guy turning a double play? So they get through the 8th rather, and we're going to see if Nelson can get through this inning. Of course, doesn't. Gives up a 2-run shot, it looks like. Yep. Of course, this guy. This guy somehow turns a double play, and now he's going to hit a home run. And a 2-run home run at that, make it 6-2 game. We're going to take Nelson out of the game. Just throw Merlini in there the rest of the way. Gets at it from there. Does the offense do anything miraculous here in the 9th? Nope. 6-2 loss. So we don't sweep them, but let's win the next one because we don't want a shit our pants game 5 going on. Also, just realizing that the Reds manager is actually Sam Mole, former Reds player in real life. Sam Mole. That wasn't very good in 2025, but he's on the team and is somebody that I am familiar with as now he's a manager here in his 40s. He's 44. This is his 2nd season manager of the Reds. Alrighty, folks, it is Game 4. 2-1 series. We're trying not to have a Game 5 go back to DC and instead win the series right here. Chris Livonis, the New Jersey man, is on the bump for the Reds. We have the 3 fastball man, Alex Rouse, going for us. We've made 1 change to the lineup. Aside from Jimenez going into the 5th spot, I guess that's 2 changes. But Dylan O'Reilly is actually going to play center field for us today, and Wilkin Tamariz is playing right field, as Sirota just has not been getting it done. So we're going to try this out for a game, see how it goes. So top 1, nothing going for our offense. Alex Rouse scoreless frame. Nothing going. And now Alex Rouse is in trouble. First and second, nobody out. And it's this fucking guy at the plate. He's going to hit a slow roll to third, and he's going to beat it out with his elite speed. Bases juiced, nobody out. Their big-time prospect, Victor Hernandez, digs in. Ground ball, second base. To the plate with it goes Wei Lee. No double play, but we get the runner at the plate somehow. So now there's a double play possibility to get out of it with the big swing and miss of Schweigert at the dish. And he hits one over the head of 65 rating right fielder Wilkin Tamariz. Good stuff. Good stuff, Tamariz. Now it's a 2-0 Reds lead. Rouse gets out of it from there. Or no, he strikes at that for out number 2, rather. And now Jose Martinez comes up. Ground ball to third base. Hernandez makes the play. But it's a 2-0 Reds lead as we are once again fighting from behind. And now we've run around second base with 2 outs and Jerry Harris up, who skies one to right field for out number 3. So nothing going for the offense on the bottom of the third. Rouse scoreless frame. Offense, Wei Lee, leadoff double. And then he's going to go and swipe third base. He's 90 feet away from scoring with nobody out and Miguel Fonseca in the batter's box, who hits one up the middle. That's going to be muffed by the shortstop. Infield single for Fonseca, make it a 2-1 lead as Wei Lee comes in to score. And now Melvin Jimenez digs in, who of course pops one up to the catcher in foul territory for 1 out. And then Feliz gets on. So now it's Luis Hernandez up with first and second, 1 out. And he proceeds to ground into a not double play, but it is out number 2. So now there's 2 on, in scoring position, 2 outs for Dylan O'Ray. Hits one well to center field, but that will be caught for out number 3. So we're on to the bottom of the 4th here in a 2-1 ball game. Rouse, of course, gives up a home run. Now it's a 3-1 game. Gets at it from there, so it's right back to being down 2. We just hit another home run. Jerry Harris home run makes it a 3-2 game. So right back to being a 1-run game. And we're trying to keep the inning alive. Wei Lee with a double brings up Fonseca here with 2 outs. As the Liberty University man, Ben Blair gives up a base knock to Fonseca, and Wei Lee's going to score and tie the game at 3. Miguel Fonseca delivers. Still inning alive here. Melvin Jimenez digs in. Swings at a pitch, looked like it was going to hit him, and he goes down swinging. So on to the 5th here in a tie game. Rouse scoreless frame. Offense threatening. 2 outs, but 2 in scoring position here for Luke Corsia. 3-0 count. Checks his swing for ball 4. Now it's bases drunk here for Jerry Harris. Hits a ground ball, and then they just step on second for the 3rd out. So we strand the bases loaded. We're going to go batter by batter here. So Alex Rouse against Kyle Land. Struck him out. Now against Jesus Falcone, 1-2 count. That's hit well down the right field line, and we left him in 1 batter too long. A screaming line drive home run down the right field line. Makes it a 4-3 Reds lead as we're going to take Rouse out now. We are going to bring in Hollick. He will get out of the rest of the inning, so now it's a 4-3 game on to the top of the 7th. The Irishman, Horan Black, is in the game for them. And we do nothing on offense. Hollick now, runners on the corners here. 2 outs for Tommy Brewer. We're going to let him deal with it. Of course, they go and swipe second. But then Tommy Brewer, ground ball to second base. Wei Lee makes the play. Hollick gets out of it, keeps it a 4-3 ball game. We're on to the 8th, down by 1. Mike Boswell comes in here for the Reds. It's Feliz, Hernandez, O'Ray due up for us. As Feliz grounds one at the shortstop for out number 1. Brings up Luis Hernandez. Watches strike 3. Now Dylan O'Ray is up. off the end of the bat, and it's muffed by the shortstop. So the inning stays alive. The go-ahead run is at the plate, and Wilkin Tamariz works a full count and goes down swinging. Cannot deliver. As now still down by 1 here, we're gonna bring in Matamoros in a non-save situation just to make sure we keep it a 1-run game. Runner on second, 2 outs. And then he balks. Okay. But then strikes him at Hernandez. All right, so Matamoros scoreless frame, keeps it 4-3, does what he wanted him to do. And it's Corsia, Harris, Whaley due up, down by 1, top 9. And they have John Anderson in the game. Big-time stuff, not great control, not great movement. 1-2 for Luke Corsia. Watches strike 3. You cannot have the bat on your shoulder like that. Jerry Harris now. Of course Jerry Harris delivers. A screamer down the right field line. He's hustling into second base. Double with 1 out here for Harris. He's in scoring position. Down 1. The go-ahead run is Whaley in the batter's box. Hits one right at Brewer at third base as they're guarding the lines. That's 2 down. That is unfortunate. I bet you the exit velo on that one was pretty insane. 95. So yeah, 2 down. Fonseca's up. Do it, please. All you just had to say please. You just had to say please. He did it. Miguel Fonseca, 2-run blast, drives in Jerry Harrison and himself, and the Nationals are now up 5-4. The Reds fans are in disbelief. They can't believe what just happened. That's what disbelief means. 5-4 Nationals. Holy shit. Miguel Fonseca. Anything else? No. We're on to the 9th. Matamoros still on the bump here. We're going to go batter by batter because he's a bit on the low end for the stamina. Strikes at the first guy. Then it brings up Mike Jensen. Full count to him. Hit well. Deep center field. O'Ray puts it away. 2 down now for Jose Martinez. Matamoros, 0-1 count. Oh, that's a base knock. The go-ahead run is at the plate. And Matamoros is now into the red. And it's Ryan Woodburn. I mean, if you don't believe in Matamoros, you don't believe in fucking anybody. And he gets the pop fly. We're on to the CS again. The chance for 4 in a row is still alive. 3-1 series win over the Reds here, closing it out here in Cincinnati with a absolutely insane clutch home run from Miguel Fonseca. Also, the clutch double from Jerry Harris in the inning to even set himself up to even be driven in. As we win this one 5-4. 3-hit day from Harris and Fonseca. 2-hit day from Whaley. They were really the only ones who did anything on the day, and that's all we needed. That's all we needed. Alex Rouse, not his best day. Hollick and Matamoros both really good in the bullpen, obviously. What a battle. This team is proven in the postseason as they deliver another come-from-behind victory to clinch the NLDS and move things on to the CS, where we'll be taking on the St. Louis Cardinals as Miguel Fonseca won Series MVP. Let's just take a look at it on this page here. Series MVP, Miguel Fonseca. I mean, he slashed 800, 526, 889, 9 hits, 2 home runs, 6 ribbies. Jerry Harris had a big series. Luis Hernandez broke out of his slump with a big series. Wade Lee was really good. Corsia was good. Feliz was even pretty good. I mean, we had a lot of guys who had some solid performances. Jimenez was good. O'Ray was not. Sirota was not. But overall, very good series as we move things on to take on the St. Louis Cardinals in the LCS.